gal.
You like shooting games, huh?
Well, I want to play that Pac-Man over there, but that'll work.
Just follow my lead. Take that! You gotta lead your shots. Aim an inch ahead of your target. That's your sweet spot.
Yeah, when Ava pointed you guys out to me at Silver Ridge, she said that you guys are really serious, about tackling the issues. Back in California, I knew this group that protested the Diablo Canyon Road, that power plant up there. And I knew them from in and out of Venice, but it impressed me, it really did. And I moved back up here just to reprioritize my life, because I want to do something. Prosper.
They're criminals.
Yeah, exactly. I think Ava's great and all, but she's just like those kids back at the camp. They just want to get together, paint some signs, sing some songs, and then upload it to the internet.
She's young. Yeah, but she isn't stupid.
No, she's bright. I totally get that. But I've been with her to 4 meetings in that Jasmine Center, all blowing hot air. I'm not naive enough to think that we can fix this with Facebook.
I saw you at that rally in November. You like causing trouble.
There's trouble to be had. I'm not going to run away from it.
Get it. I used to hang around Venice. Where'd you say you were?
At a hostel off Pacific. That was before I got a job. Yeah.
Not Samsung.
No. This place made Samsung look like a Four Seasons. This guy Harry ran it. His old pills out the back. And he disappeared, and after a while the cops shut it down. So I moved in with these friends of mine who I met at the boardwalk. They had this movie thing going, so I got involved. It became kind of a big deal. It's fun. We made these stupid beach horror films.
No way. Horror movies are my thing. Could you give me a background one?
Nah, it's behind me now. Besides, nobody watches horror anymore. Real life's too crazy. Oh, that's... I just got the high score.
Where did you learn to shoot like that?
Boy Scouts.
Really?
No. No, the firearms guy on the sets, on the movie sets, he would take us out to the desert, let us shoot his guns. So.
Right now, I'm gonna go over there. I have some people.
Yeah, go. Good way. Hey, honey, how you doing? Well, it's always a lovely night in California. Want to hear a joke? Okay, why do pigeons always fly upside down over Detroit? Because there's nothing worth crapping on. Do what? It's easy. I make sure that it's true. I smile because I like them, and I laugh because they're funny. No, it's real. No. Have you slept with anyone? Don't. Bye.
Blondes or brunette? Prince Charming? Yeah, I told you I don't need a code name. Aren't you supposed to be likable? All right, let's just have you run through your legends so I can tick this box and we can proceed. Blondes or brunettes? You leg man, tit man, ass man? Good. Well, you sound just like the kind of reformed character with a heart of gold to wake up your Snow White. They're never wrong. Right. Less cynical. You're here to save the planet. All right, review the files from Cyber. Natives are restless. They've been accessing pipeline maps. You got 8 months till the next convergence. Just follow the protocol and stick to the plan. You're going to be the knife that stabs Greenstorm in the heart.
Wow, yoga tits. I mean, what happened to Snow White? And your accent? Hmm? So the story was... Hmm. I mean, doesn't this upset your regulars, or... Hmm? Yeah, just yoga tits, a little more cynical than Snow White, so... Yeah, not mad. Yeah. Hmm. No, don't do that, okay? Use your real voice. I'm not, I told you I'm not mad at you, okay? No, it's this asshole. This, this asshole, he did some bad things to a friend of mine a few years ago, I found out about. So, she was underage, she had good drugs, and he made videos. Self-righteous groups, the morals, and then they let the slide in the inner circle. Kill him. No, no, because I mean, half of me just wants to be on bars and in prison, and the other half just wants to beat his ass. So. You know, you're pretty smart for a blonde. Yeah, it's too easy.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Davy. It's my new look. Just in time for Valentine's Day. It's the busiest week of the year. New girls get all the traffic, so it's a new me, a new name, a new look. I'm athletic and sporty. This one plays a little too young for my taste. See, I add blonde to my tags and 100 guys show up asking me to call him daddy. Oh, I am no longer French. If it helps, my mother was French. Most of it is her story. I inherited and put it to use. There is no loyalty in this business. You all like fresh meat. And you don't tip enough to be a regular. Don't be mad, David. I mean, we're still here, talking. I like hanging out with you. But there is a limit to how deep we go on here. I'm behind this glass right here. Do you see that? And this is Fantasyland. Anyway, you are a good guy. I actually like you. Can we start over? How was your day, honey? Don't be angry. Sound mad. Well, tell me about it. You gonna arrest him? One less creep in the world to start. You told me this so I could talk you down. Well, why not do both? Beat his ass and then put him behind bars. Or option C, we play around for a bit and relax. No, you really want to be a regular. We need to consummate this thing, Davy.
You doing okay? Yeah, things are a little hard right now, honey, so we just have to be strong for Mama, you know? Okay, sure. Do you want one from your book, or? Oh, okay. I'll just, all right. Do you know the story of Rumpelstiltskin? Mm-hmm. Okay, sure, yeah. All right, let me see if I can remember it. Okay, well, once upon a time, there was a girl. And she was the daughter of a miller, I think, which is a kind of farmer. And she had the most beautiful blonde hair. I mean, it was so beautiful, it caught the sun like it was gold. It was so beautiful. Well, maybe she becomes one. Just wait and see. All right. So, her father, he liked to tell tall tales. Okay? And one day he boasted to the king that his daughter was so talented that she could spin straw into pure gold. All right? And the king, he called him out on his bluff, and he summoned the girl, and he said that if she could truly make gold from straw, then he would allow her to marry his son, the prince. But if not, he'd chop off her head. Okay? Yeah, because he's a very severe king. Well, I mean, then she'll be a queen, and in the old days, most of the girls wanted to marry a prince, right? So, I like that. Anyway, the king, he locks the girl in a tower with a spinning wheel and a small pile of straw. And he says he's going to return in the morning, all right, to see if she has made the straw into gold. And the night passes, and in the morning, she's given up all hope, right? When all of a sudden, a little small strange man appears, okay? And he asks her if she has any wishes, and she says she wishes to turn the straw into gold, right? And so the imp says he can do such a thing, but first she must give him her necklace. So the girl gives up her necklace, of course, and the imp, he sits at this spinning wheel, and he starts to spin, and he spins, and he spins, and he spins, and he produces this pile of golden thread. And then there's this knock at the door, right? Because it's morning, and he just disappears, and the king comes in, and there's this small pile of gold, and he is amazed. The king is so amazed, but he's suspicious because he thinks this might be a fluke, you know what I mean? So he moves her to a second tower with an even bigger pile of straw. And again, same challenge. Spin the straw into gold by morning or off with your head. So the girl waits and waits all night long, and then again, just before dawn, that little imp appears, okay? And this time he demands her ring. So of course, she gives him a ring, and he spins the gold into straw, and then he disappears, and the king comes in, and there's this pile of gold, and the king is almost convinced, but for a final time, he throws her in a third tower with a huge pile of straw, and he says, you gotta turn this straw into gold, and he leaves. And yet again, just before dawn, that imp appears. But the girl,
She doesn't have any jewelry left, right? So what's she gonna do? And the imp says, if you give me your firstborn child, I'll turn this straw into gold. And the girl, she's so terrified that she says, yes, of course, of course. And the imp, he spins the entire huge pile of straw into gold. And right before the king walks in, he disappears, and the king opens up the door, and he's so excited, he can't believe it. He says, truly, you are magical, he says. That's his voice. And then the very next day, the girl, she's married to the prince, right? And despite all the weirdness of this marriage, they actually really like each other. In fact, they fall in love. And 2 years later, that little girl, now a princess, is pregnant. Okay. Thank you for that. Now, in the summer, she gives birth to this beautiful baby daughter. Okay, but her happiness about this new little girl, it's short-lived, because guess who comes back? The imp. The imp reappears, and he says, I've come to collect my reward, he says. And the baby is mine. And the princess, she sobs, and she offers him like all the riches in the kingdom. But he insists. He says, I want that baby. And she begs him, please, to. And finally, the imp says, okay. If you can guess my name within 3 days, you can keep the baby. But if not, the baby is mine, as we agreed. And he leaves, and the princess, she is distraught. I mean, she immediately sends all of her staff and her servants out into the kingdom to figure out this little imp's name. But by midnight of that first day, no one's been able to track down anything, or the creature, or his name. And the imp, he appears, and he asks her, what is my name? And she guesses, is it David? And he laughs. He says, no, 2 more guesses. And he leaves. And the next day, nothing. Nobody comes back with any information. And he arrives again at midnight. And she guesses this time, no, it's not. He says, no. Laughs the imp, okay? He says no, and he leaves. It's not Stephen. And the next day, the princess is so upset because she doesn't know what to do. She only has 1 more guess, 1 more day. And so she leaves the baby with her servants, and she just walks into the forest because she's so worried she's gonna lose her baby. And she wanders and wanders all day, and into the evening, she wanders, and suddenly she comes on a small clearing. Okay, in a little field, and in that little field is a little tent, and in the center of it, there is a little small fire, and she hides. She hides behind a bush. And out of the tent, to her amazement, out comes the imp. And he's dancing around the fire, right? And he sings, today, plans I make. Tonight, the baby I take. The princess will never win the game, for Rumpelstiltskin is my name. And smiling to herself, the princess runs back to the castle because she heard his name. And that evening, the imp arrives, right? And he's kind of gloating, and he asks her his name. And the princess kind of looks sad, she's kind of pretending to be sad, and she gnashes her teeth a little bit, but then she looks him in the eye and she says, your name's Rumpelstiltskin. And the imp, his eyes bulge, and he looks like he's gonna burst, and his head goes, red. He shakes it like he's gonna explode, and all of a sudden it's, do you think he should? Okay, well, then Rumpelstiltskin ran away, and he never came back. And the princess became queen, and her daughter grew up to be a wonderful queen in her own right, and everyone lived happily ever after. Yeah? Yeah. That's a good question. I don't know, maybe he was lonely. It's just a story. You do? I guess. I mean, now that you mention it, most of the people in the story were bad. You would? Okay. Well, honey, I have to go out, I'm afraid, so. But yeah, hey, you got your glowworm, right? Oh, I love that name. That's a great name. All right, come here. Give me a kiss, real quick. Mwah. Love you, kid. Night, night. Well. Miss you too, babe. Sure. Yeah. Rasputin? Oh, you mean Rumpelstiltskin? Okay. Is Mama still there? Okay. I guess I'll speak to her later. Okay. So once upon a time there was a girl who had long blonde hair that people said looked like gold. Yeah, sure, why not? There was a girl called... Okay, so Emma, she has long blonde hair, and she really wants to marry the prince, but she's just a farmer's daughter, right? Well, one day the king comes riding through her village to water his horses, and she hears about it, and so she urges her father to go to the king and boast about his daughter and her long, beautiful hair. And while he's doing that, she quickly throws on some of her best jewelry, but when her father stands before the king, he gets really nervous and he misspeaks, and he tells the king that his daughter can spin straw into gold. And the king is intrigued. He asks the girl to confirm, is this true? Can you spin straw to gold? But she wants to win the king's favor, so Emma says, yes, I can spin gold from straw. But the king's no fool. So he decides to call her bluff, and he proposes a challenge. If you can turn straw into gold, you may marry my son, the prince, but if not, you will be exiled, which means kicked out. Well, Emma, she's unable to refuse such an offer, so she accepts. And the king takes her to his castle, and he locks her into one of his towers. And there in the tower room is a spinning wheel with a large pile of straw. And he says he'll return in the morning to see if she can actually spin this straw into gold. Well, Emma, she spends all night trying to think of some excuse or, clever way to get out of this situation. But as dawn approaches, nothing. She really starts to worry. And that is when a strange man appears. And he asks her if she has a wish. And she says, I wish to turn this straw into gold. And he says, I can do that, but you must give me your necklace. Well, the girl quickly takes off her necklace, and the imp sits at the spinning wheel, and he starts to spin and spin, and he spins all of the straw into a large pile of golden thread. And then there's a knock at the door, and the imp disappears, and the king comes in, and he sees the small pile of gold, and he's amazed, but he's a little suspicious. So he moves the girl to a second tower, and this time there's a much larger pile of straw. Okay, and it's the same challenge. You spin that straw into gold, marry the prince. If not, you're kicked out of the kingdom. And yet again, just by morning, the girl, she waits, and again, there's nothing. She can't do it. But right then, that imp appears again. And this time he asks for her ring. And so she gives him her ring. He sits down, he spins that much larger pile of straw into gold, and boom, disappears right at dawn, right before the king walks in, and he sees this larger pile of gold, and he's almost convinced. But for a final time, the king moves that girl to a third tower where there is a huge pile of straw, and he locks the door again.
And yet again, just before dawn, that imp appears. But this time the girl, she doesn't have any jewelry to give him. What can she do? Well, the imp, he smiles and he tells her that if she will give him her firstborn child, then he will spin the straw into gold. Well, Emma, she has no option but to say yes. So the imp, he sits at the spinning wheel and he spins that huge pile of straw into golden thread. And he disappears right before dawn, and the king walks in and he opens the door, and the king is amazed. He says, I thought you were lying, but you are for real. And the very next day, the girl is married to the prince. And on her wedding day, she smiles wider than she's ever smiled before. And her hair shines like gold itself. And a year later, Princess Emma gives birth to a beautiful baby girl. And later that week, she's putting that little baby into a cot when suddenly that little man appears again, that imp, and he says, I have come for what is mine, the baby. And the princess, she begs and begs and please, no, don't take my baby, I'll give you anything. She offers him all the riches in the kingdom. She offers him everything, but he refuses. So she gets on her knees and she pleads, please, please, I'll give you anything. And she says, okay, if you can guess my name, I will not take your baby. But if you cannot, the baby is mine. I will give you 3 guesses. And then he disappears. And the princess, she's terrified. So she calls in all of her staff and all the spies and the soldiers or anyone who has a horse to go and scour the kingdom to figure out this little imp's name. And the next day, the first spy returns and he tells her, oh, okay, sure. Okay, Daniel. So the imp appears and he asks if she has a guess, and she says, Daniel? But the imp laughs. Wrong! 2 more guesses. And he disappears. And the very next day, another spy returns. But this time he says that he's heard villagers talking about a strange man who lives in the mountains. Now, No, honey. That would end the story too soon. A little too soon. Ah, okay. All right. Well, okay, in that case, the spy returns and says Rumpelstiltskin is this strange man's name, and the princess waits in her room, and at midnight the imp arrives, and he says, now your second guess, and he cackles, and he's gonna rub in his hands, and the princess smiles and looks him in the eye, and she says, Rumpelstiltskin. And the imp is amazed. I mean, he's so surprised that he faints, like, right in front of her, and Emma has him arrested and thrown in the deepest, darkest dungeon, and she lives happily ever after, and the end. Okay. Good night. I love you. Hey.
That's where she got it, and she said, mind my own business.
I'm pregnant. Like I was a little girl.
She was bitch to everyone, you know, and but I really think we can use her.
Just don't want you doing anything that's gonna get you locked up, David.
Well, I think we're really past the point of a peaceful protest, don't you? I mean, if I got to spend a day or even a month in a jail cell, it's a sacrifice I'm willing to make. I mean, what did you think I was doing with Eric's friends? You know, this is the mission.
Fuck the mission. David, we're having a baby.
What?
I'm pregnant.
What? I mean, that's in. That's incredible.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's. Wait, how long have you known?
A week? David, this could be your second chance. But we can do this together. We have to do this together, right?
Yeah. Yeah, we'll do it all.
Oh, there can be other people who can sacrifice themselves for the cause. Only you can be a father to this child. You want to change the world, I get it, yeah, but for who? This is who?
Yeah, okay, Ava. We have to think this through, okay?
I've thought it through.
Yeah, no, I'm saying we have to think this through.
I've thought it through. Trust me. David, I was supposed to be something special. Okay, my music, I was supposed to be a big deal, but this, Eric, everybody, you know, I was drawn to them because they were different, because they wanted to change the world, you know? But my music's, it's not good enough. I'm never gonna be famous. And I've learned that maybe there's nothing wrong with being ordinary. Ordinary can be magical. I'm falling in love with you, David. Okay, this feels right.
Ava, I love you.
Yeah.
I do. Yeah. I mean, this is everything to me. It really is true. But I know that life comes at you in waves, and you know, it's possible to miss out on your chance. And I've definitely missed out on my chances before, and I'm not gonna do that again. I have to be a part of this. I have to.
Why is this so important?
Because Ava, okay, it's... Ava, I'm, Will you just trust me that it is? Please. Lisa.
We're having a baby, David.
I know.
Do you?
I was a little. What you do?
Hey. Voyeur chat? No, I do not want that. I do not want that, okay? No, just turn it off. I'm sorry. Everything's really screwed up right now. Okay, my girlfriend's pregnant, and I'm gonna have to leave her. And my wife, she's gonna leave me when I go home. I know it. I'm getting fucked right now, and I just need you. Okay. Oh yeah. How do they work out? What? What? Who? Who are you to judge me? Yeah. I know you like the chromatics. I know your favorite food is rare steak, but it has to be cooked in butter. You're a good listener, except when you're stoned. Your family is from France. Your favorite movie is Lady Eve. You do yoga on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and you want to run a marathon. I'd even told you I would run one with you. Yeah, well, guess what? Too bad, I just paid for more time. Bitch.
Jesus, you're a fucking cat. Let's get you out of the way.
No, I'm off coffee. Just hurry back. All these hormones are making me super horny. And look what it's done to my tits already. Even better, touch yourself right now. When did you become such a prude? Come on, I'm doing it. I've been thinking about you all morning. Imagine I'm there in the passenger seat, just unbuttoning your flag. Come on. I know you're hard, babe. Come on, Pookie. Come on. Just take a little bit off. David, there's someone in the apartment. Oh my God!
Get your head! Get down on the fucking bed!
Oh my God!
Get down on the fucking bed!
David!
Face down!
I'm pregnant! I'm pregnant! Please! I'm pregnant! Please! David! David! Ah! Ah! Please! Please!
Papa.
There's a DWP van parked on my street light. Yeah, at 2 in the morning? Come on, Mike, I know what a fucking DWP van parked outside my street means. Okay? And this op is over. Why are you having me watched? I got a kid asleep in the other room. Okay, I'll tell you what, man. I'm gonna go out there, I'm gonna stick this service pistol against the temple of that driver until he tells me who ordered him. You got it? Yeah? Okay, is that a threat? Is that a threat? Because this is my home. I live here, Mike. Okay? Yeah, see? They're gone. I fucking knew it, motherfucker.
What the hell are you using this number for? You're no longer deployed. It's 2 a.m. That's fascinating. They're probably fixing the power. That's what the DWP do. David, that's a very stupid idea because there's only so many times an agent can wave his pistol at a civilian before he stops being an agent. David, let's talk about this tomorrow at the office.
You guys can feel free to change it if you want something less awesome.
Oh, thank you, DJ. Hey, but you didn't tell us that David was such a good shot.
What?
Oh, no, nothing. Just because I beat both of you guys at that arcade game. It's like one of those games with a toy gun. It's nothing.
Probably learned from his dad.
Yeah, he was a good shot, but we didn't really got him. You know.
Yeah, David learned from his movie people.
Yeah. Yeah. I need a beer. Do you want one? Okay.
Oh yeah, get your
Yeah, okay.
I like him. All that Hollywood stuff is nuts. But he seems like the kind of guy you'd want by your side if things got hairy. What?
Okay. You sure everything's all right?
Yep.
What's going on?
Do you want to dance?
No. I do not. I am not a dancer.
You
No,
liar. I bet you're a
no.
great dancer. Show me how
That's what you want. Sure, you okay? This one's going to get out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, I want to go home. Alone. That's okay.
Yeah. Sure.
That was totally over the top. No, you terrorized her, Mike! No, you didn't need guns, okay? And you didn't need to kick in the door. Oh, that's bullshit, Mike. It's bullshit. It's my apartment.
Oh, yeah? Yeah, you too.
I wasn't finished. I need you to understand the rules going forward. She managed just fine without you for a year. Recitals, first teeth, you were fine missing all that. How? How have you protected me? Go on, say it. You killed a man. No, we murdered him, and it wasn't to protect me. And you've never laid a hand on me. Yeah, well, you didn't have to, did you? Because that's what the gun and the badge are for. You really earned your wings that day, didn't you? You got your gun off, you had your first blood. They really toasted you back at the field office for that one. Because I can. You waited in your car outside before you came in. I never told you that. But I want you to know that I knew.